Hello everyone, my name is David and other group members are Maurice and Eric. We are here today to present you about cloud security services. Please feel free to pause the video at any time if it's too fast. Do note that some implementation may not be covered in full steps due to time limitation, so please refer to our detailed report for implementation instruction.
Hi, I'm Maurice. I'm going to talk about AWS networking services. We all know that network security and reliability are extremely important for cloud architecture. As one of the well-known and leading cloud services provider, AWS provides an extensive range of networking services for traffic monitoring, communications, and secure data transfer between different resources that aims to secure data confidentiality, availability, and integrity. So this figure above illustrates the overall architecture of AWS networking services and how those services can be connected to each other. So first of all, we have VPC, which is a fundamental network services that offers clients the ability to fully manage the connection, security, and placement of their resources within the virtual network environment, including defining IP address range, create subnets, configure routing tables, and gateways. Users also be able to implement multiple resources, such as EC2 and RDS instances. Apart from VPC, AWS also provides other valuable networking services which all have unique features. AWS Global Accelerator could enhance user traffic performance by up to 60% by optimizing traffic paths when there is an internet congestion and limit packet loss and latency. Transit Gateway serves as a cloud route to connect Amazon VPCs and on-premises network via a centralized hub. Site-to-site VPN utilizes IP security channels that enables users to establish a secure connection between branch offices, data centers, and other AWS resources. API Gateway is used by developers to build, deploy, and monitor APIs at any scale. Direct Connect aims to offer users a dedicated network connection to AWS resources by reducing communication difficulty and latency. At last, Amazon CloudFront is a content delivery network which could deliver data via more than 400 points of presence with the support of smart routing and automated network mapping in order to reduce latency. So let's jump to AWS console. First of all, we have to create a VPC. So just go to VPC dashboard and then create a VPC. Then we are going to create a VPC only. We can name the VPC as whatever you want. Let's say CloudSec VPC, and then manually input the IPv4 CIDR, which is 10.0.0/16, and we don't have to use a IPv6 one. So afterwards, you can create a tag as default. Once it's finished, just create VPC. Yeah, so your VPC has been successfully created like this. In order for instances to connect to the internet, so we have to configure internet gateways. So to do that, just go to internet gateways and then create. Yeah, so here you just need to put a name, let's say CloudSec internet gateway, and then use the default tags and create one. Yeah, you can see the state is now detached. We can put action attach to VPC and choose the VPC we have created, then attach the internet gateway. Yeah. Next, we're going to create subnets. So subnets, create subnet. We're going to create one public subnet and one private subnet. So subnet 1, just choose CloudSec public, and then you can choose availability zone if you prefer. Then you put IPv4 block as 10.0.1.0/24, and then for private subnet, subsec private, and another availability zone. And then it's .2.0 for this one, and once you finish this, just create subnets. Yep, so here's the subnets you created, and it's attached to the VPC previously. Here are all the other information you can check. I have also created a few route tables, so public route table and private route table. For the public one, I have added a few routes. So this one, destination is any IP address, go through NAT gateway, or you can also use internet gateway. I also have to attach the public subnet to it, and also similar in private route tables, attach the private subnet to this. We can also set security groups. So I have created CloudSec security group for the inbound traffic route. I have put my own IP address here as a source, which means I am only able to launch my instance, access my instance from this IP address. This is my current IP address for security purpose. Similarly, we can also configure ACL. So go to network ACLs and then put source for my own IP address. I have created an EC2 instance, and you can see I have attached that instance to this public subnet, called public subnet, and also attached the relevant security groups. this one we have created. I can also create transit gateway. The setup is looking like this, and also edit transit gateway route table. You see in the associations, I have associated my VPC. Also for transit gateway attachments, I also attach my VPC. I have also created one API gateway, which is CloudSec API. This one is using REST protocol, and the endpoint type is regional. So inside this one, user have the ability to change options like resources, stages, authorizers, and gateways, etc.
Hi guys, my name is Eric. Today I will introduce the device and storage services. Cloud storage services are transformative for traditional enterprises. The cloud storage system has scalable workloads and elastic capacity to handle heavy workloads of critical business information. The system will upload data and fields to the data center and back them up. Therefore, the data on the cloud become easily accessible at any time from anywhere by anyone with authorized credentials over the network. In addition, the system will take responsibility for securely storage, managing, backing up, and maintaining storage services, infrastructure, and networks to ensure customers have access to data when needed. The services will help us save access and ensure efficient data management, while enhancing business continuity and providing security through the system's cloud storage lifecycle management policies. On last slide, the artifact figure from AWS shows an example of through the cloud storage requirements. Here, in our group's deployment, we use S3, EBS, and FSx to provide object, field, and block storage services. The Amazon Simple Storage Services is an object storage that provides management features so that you can optimize, organize, and configure access to your data to meet your specific business requirements. Amazon Elastic Block Store is an easy-to-use high-performance block storage services for both throughput and transaction-sensitive workloads at any scale. The Amazon FSx makes it easy to provide broadly accessible and highly performant field storage that enable a wide variety of use cases because it provides for widely used field systems. Furthermore, it supports migrate field service to AWS while maintaining application compatibility. Therefore, the service will support a wide range of workloads with its reliability, security, scalability, and broad set of compatibilities. The Amazon Key Management Services is a management service that is made easy for you to create and control the critical graphic keys that you are using to protect your data. Otherwise, KMS use hardware security modules to protect and validate your KMS keys. The Amazon Relational Database Services is a web services that make it easier to set up, operate, and scale your relational database in the AWS cloud. The Amazon Backup used to centralize and automate data protection for various AWS services and makes workloads. The backup provides a cost-effective, fully hosted, policy-based services that further simplifies the large-scale data protection. The Amazon Elastic Disaster Recovery minimizes downtime and data loss with faster, reliable recovery of on-premise and cloud-based applications using affordable storage, minimal compute, and point-in-time recovery.
Hi, in this part I will show how we can do the deployment for each storage component. First of all, we need to create one key for the key management service. Click this one, and this is a configuration. This is the algorithm for the key, and you need to give it a name and choose one router manager to manage this key. This key will be used for the next part. Here we have the S3 bucket, so you click this one. This is a configuration for the S3 bucket. Also, you can copy the configuration from Progress bucket. And for the security reason, you have to enable the encryption and give it a KMS key, which we just created. Done. And next one, for the EC2, you have to go for the EBS. You have to go to the EC2 and click the launch instance. And then this is the configuration for the EBS. Here you will allow the SSH traffic from your personal IP address, and here you will click the advanced setting and go here, choose one ABS and choose the encrypt and KMS keys, and choose others as default setting and choose one snapshot as well and launch. And we will go to values here and will be attached to the instance. And next one, you need to create one lifecycle manager to manage the data. This is the configuration. So as the default, So this one means after every 12 hours, the data will be delayed to make sure data is security. Next one is for the AWS backup. You need to choose the service opt-in and configure source, like this in configure. And go next one, you need to go here and create the backup. For here, we just show the EBS instance. So here, choose the type, give a value ID, and choose the day, choose the end, and done. And then you need to create a report for the backup. You just click this. And this is the configuration for this report, and this is bucket from the S3 bucket. For the final one is for the RDX. I will show the configuration for link to the EBS instance. So click this one and choose the MySQL for easy to use the database, and give it a name for the instance, and link the EBS instance configuration and this one. And here choose the instance from the EC2. And choose one SEC security group, and choose one IAM database, and choose the monitoring, and then done. I will create that. This is the database I created, and link to the EC2. And also we need to create one snapshot. So like this, take snapshot, and you will got one snapshot here.
Thanks, Eric. My name is David, and I will be talking about security, identity, and access management services. Security, privacy, and data protection are the most crucial factors for all organizations who utilize cloud computing services to facilitate their delivery to users and customers. Additionally, identity and access management is also very critical in managing who can access the system and at which privilege level. It provides another level of protection to how users access resources. Therefore, this design specification illustrates how AWS services could be used to enhance security features in cloud environment. AWS Security Hub is a cloud security management service that performs security checks on cloud environment against industry standards and best practices, aggregate alerts, enable automated remediation. Amazon CloudWatch is a real-time monitoring service that can be used to collect and track metrics about every AWS services we use. AWS Control Tower offers a straightforward solution to set up and govern AWS multi-account environment based on best practices. Amazon GuardDuty is a continuous threat detection service that analyzes and processes data sources like AWS CloudTrail data events from Amazon S3 logs, DNS logs, Amazon EKS audit logs, and Amazon VPC flow logs. Amazon Messier is a fully managed data privacy and security service that uses machine learning algorithms and patterns matching to help users discover, monitor, and protect sensitive data in Amazon S3 environment. AWS CloudTrail is one of the AWS services that help users monitor and record account activities across AWS infrastructure, giving user control over storage, analysis, and remediation action. Amazon Certificate Manager is a service that lets users easily provision, manage, and deploy public and private SSL or TLS certificates for use with other AWS services and other internal connected resources. AWS organizations help users to centrally provision accounts, share resources, control access, secure, and audit the environment for compliance, optimize costs, simplify billing, centralize management of backups, and tagging for multi-account environments. Amazon Cognito provides quick and easy authentication and authorization, and user management for both web and mobile applications. AWS IAM is a web service that allows users to securely control access who is authorized and authenticated to use the resources and services. AWS IAM Identity Center expands the capabilities of AWS IAM to provide a centralized location that brings together administrations of users and their access to AWS accounts and cloud applications. AWS Config is one of the compulsory services that must be set up at the beginning to record configurations items and control resource inventory. It can also show the compliance and non-compliant rules and resources status as shown on this dashboard. AWS Organization can be used to manage all AWS accounts and organize them into different organizational units. Different policies can be applied to different OU. It will take a few seconds to load, and here is the management account in root OU, and other two accounts in the security OU are shown. AWS Control Tower is set up to manage OU, enable additional controls like prevention and detection to meet security, operational, and compliance requirements, review users and access, as well as review shared accounts. We configured one foundational OU called security with two other accounts linked to log archive and auditing. This is the summary of our configuration, and it will take a couple of minutes to complete. AWS Security Hubs provide an overall summary of security scores based on each standards, and some other insights diagram findings are shown here. Each security features are being checked whether they comply with industry best practices or not, and what are the scores of our current security so that we can enhance them. It also provides a very detailed analysis based on severity, which can be sorted from low to critical or vice versa, then investigate them one by one to see which product has the security flaws and need attention. Identity and Access Management Consoles is used to manage users group, assign different roles, and set up different policies group. For instance, this IAM demonstration dashboard contains 1 user, 22 roles, and 3 policies. In addition, IAM Identity Center increased the capabilities of IAM, offering centralized location for AWS multi-accounts and set permissions such as admin full access, read-only, power users, and more. Other AWS security services include CloudWatch that can be used to view event logs and alarms, Guard2T to protect S3 bucket and process data events, Amazon Massgear also for analyzing S3 buckets, and lastly, KMS is used to create symmetric and asymmetric public and private key pair. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for watching.